Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. Today is a beautiful day outside. It is third week in February. We are starting to get some really nice weather. I love the middle of February. The greenhouse just sort of transitions. After my video last week, the sun came out for a few days in a row. I had to get the air conditioner going. It was that hot in there. We kind of reached summer temperatures in the greenhouse, although not outside. Currently in the greenhouse right now, it is 82 degrees Fahrenheit or 28.3, which is just a nice temperature. That is where I like to kind of keep it, and then my cooling system comes on. Just because you have a greenhouse doesn't mean it has to be 100 degrees all the time. You just want nice, warm, tropical weather in here, which is easy to achieve on a day like today. It's awesome because this greenhouse heats up so much faster, even though it's so much bigger than my old greenhouse. Remember, I've had this less than a year, so I'm going through all the seasons still with this greenhouse. And today, that's one of the sort of topics I wanted to talk to you about before our tour. Just talking about, it's springtime now, and what I have to prepare for in springtime. Having a greenhouse is like having any other garden. There's things you have to do all 4 seasons to kind of get it ready for the following season. I still have my bubble wrap up because the nights are cold. We're not really below 0, but we're hovering somewhere around 5 Celsius, or that's about 45 Fahrenheit. And so I like to save on my heating bill. The bubble wrap allows me to do that. The bubble wrap still allows me to use a 1,000 or 1,200 watt heater in here to heat this whole space, so I can heat it very cheaply. And I keep the nighttime temperatures about 13 still, as long as I can. That's as minimum it goes. In the summer, of course, it's warmer. But being there's bubble wrap on the roof, the vents are still unactivated, and same with the side vents. They cannot be opened because we're completely bubble wrapped in here. So I have to rely on the air conditioner, which last week, as I say, I needed to get it going. It got to like 85 Fahrenheit in here, which some of the plants, they're kind of heat sensitive, believe it or not, and they don't like it much more than that. And my AC crapped out on me, so that was the first time I went to start it up for the year, and it crapped out. So I had to pick up a used one this week, and I've installed it up there. I went from an 8,000 BTU to a 10,000 BTU, so hopefully I'll just keep it that much nicer in here. All the fans and everything are off, including the air conditioner right now, and I can really feel it heating up. It is now 28.5 in here. So we'll keep track of the temperature if we can, just to see how it keeps going up without the air conditioner on. And I have it so it just kind of comes on and off on the energy saver mode, and it just maintains about 80, 82 when it's going. What else can we talk about today? My sink down here. Let me just turn you a little bit. Remember we talked about this guy last weekend. So this week I have a plumber coming out. He is going to be bringing hot and cold water into the greenhouse, which is going to be great because right now I use water from the hose, which is ice cold. And in the winter when I need water, I actually run water from my basement out through a little vent and into the greenhouse for hot water, but I can't control it in here. So now I'm going to have a hot and cold water shut off in here. That is going to be great for the winter time for watering the plants and making my hot water sink just as a heat reservoir for winter time. I don't like to water the plants with ice cold water, and if I water for too long in any given time, it tends to get a little icy for me, so I'll be able to regulate the hot and cold and just give them a nice lukewarm drink of water instead of chilly water. So that's fantastic. That's coming in this week. Really excited about that. Don't know if you can see it down here. It's right beside the sink. I do have my dehumidifier in here, something we've never talked about. A dehumidifier is used obviously for the opposite reason that a humidifier is used. And sometimes in the daytime, especially in cooler weather, the humidity in here is just so high for the daytime. I like it to drop a little bit. I like to be in control of it. I like to be able to dry the floors when I need to. The floor here is EDPM rubber, so it's a solid floor. No weeds can come up, no water can come up, but no water can go down either. So if there's puddles, I like them to be able to dry with the dehumidifier. So that's going to be leaving pretty soon, being that we're not going to need it as the weather gets nicer. I'm just going to try to angle you back up again. As you can see, the lights are off in the greenhouse. They're now only on timers, so they come on in the morning and they come on in the evening. Gives my plants a little bit more light. There's another one behind you as well, but the lights are going to be coming out soon as summer comes. As the heat of the summer, and even now, which is 29.1 in here, we're going up. You need the cooling power of humidity and the misting system more than the lights itself. So I have turned off the lights at least for the daytime, but the plan in the next 30 days is whoosh, they go out for the summertime and the misting system comes on. So it's kind of nice with the air conditioner right now and the dehumidifier. I have it on one of those Wemo controllers, so I can control it with an app on my phone. So if I'm out and I forget to turn the air conditioner on, I can do that. I can just turn it on and then it's set to autopilot and can go from there. Same with the dehumidifier on a cold day. When it's kind of drab and dark in here, I can turn on the dehumidifier, dry the floors a little bit, and you'd be surprised how much heat it actually puts out as well. Dehumidifiers are a good source of heat for a fairly low wattage. What else do we have? The Ultra Highland chamber is here. It's ready to do its thing for the summertime. My Nepenthes villosas don't like the heat, so they're going to live in here for the summertime. They go in here now at nighttime because they like it really, really cold compared to the greenhouse. You can't have the greenhouse that cold because it will kill all the other plants. It's just simply too cold for everything but them. But they hate warm nights. They hate warm summer nights. So that thing's nice. It gets down to like 41 Fahrenheit every night. That's just where it's set to. Over here, the Highland chamber is open currently. Plants in there are doing, sorry, the Lowland chamber is open. The plants in there are doing great. I've taken a few of them out because it's a warm day. Bicalcarata has been transplanted. Ampularia's got some good sized pictures on it. My Truncata's finally getting some pictures again, so that's nice. A few little hybrids, Rafflesiana's in there. That guy, it is currently probably a little warmer in there. It's 91 in there, 33 degrees, but it's wide open, right? So, swing you back to me. What else? But yeah, for the summertime, basically, I need to pretty soon get the bubble wrap off the roof to be able to use my vents. I have 3 vents above us. Each one of them has one of the wax piston opening, closing dealies. Those things are a huge lifesaver, being that if the power was to go out or something, those guys work automatically. So before they can work, because they would be open right now, before they can work, I got to make sure the bubble wrap is off the roof. They're expanding now, but they're not hooked up to anything, so they just expand nicely and there's no pressure on them. So yeah, spring is a hard time. This is like one of the hardest times because it is as bright and hot as it's going to be with my greenhouse still completely sealed for winter. I have no external venting yet, other than I open and close the door a lot, of course. And there's the vents that come in from the house down there if I want them turned on. But the air conditioner is my sole source of heat. It's now 29.8 in here. So it's getting hotter. Woo! Getting hotter. I'll have to open the door if it hits 30, which is going to hit 30. What else? So yeah. Springtime in the greenhouse is a fun time. The greenhouse now gets light from 10:30 in the morning till about 3:30 in the afternoon, and then again about 5 o'clock. It goes behind a house and then kind of comes back. So that's nice. Things are really starting to take off. So why don't we start with bringing you down, and we will give you a tour of everything. Lots of orchids in bloom, lots in spike, and lots of carnivorous plants to look at today. So let's get started on that. Okay, we always start and go this way, so we're going to continue to go that way. But I'm just going to poke my head out the door for a second. Show you the bananas are uncovered. They've got some new growth coming out on them. You can see them there. They're just in leaf mulch. There's a couple feet of leaf mulch there, but bananas are growing, lovely and uncovered. Bright sunny day out there. Palm tree looks great against the blue sky. And all kinds of things are coming back out into leaf, so that's great. Let's go back inside here now. We'll, oh, it's now 30.2 in here. So I'll just open the door a little bit and let it get some fresh air. Normally the fans are on, like tons of fans. You'll see fans everywhere. Air movement is key in a hot greenhouse. It helps keep water off the leaves. The air conditioner is key when the vents don't work. But anyways, let's get started. We have a sherry baby that's out. It smells wonderful right now. It has 3 spikes. There's one at the back too that's just coming out, so that's going to be fantastic. As usual, the cockleshell orchid there is doing great. We have some buds on a Howeria. The Paf venustum is doing fantastic. And this guy here, I'm just grabbing the tag, is a hybrid. It is a Vanda type orchid that is growing really well. It's one of the orchids, the Vandas that we grow in pots. It is getting a spike on it somewhere along here. There it is. So that's kind of cool. We got a spike on that. That's the first time bloomer for me. This is another Oncidium. This is a maculatum. It's a species. Now we're getting into some bright sun here. We're facing the south wall. I have a few of my Nepenthes this time of year hanging up along the wall. They won't hang there in the summertime, but they will hang there in the spring. It's nice and bright for them after a dark winter, and there's not too much heat in here. My cephalotus really wintered well. Lots of extra little shoots are coming out of the soil of the surrounding pots. This is a spike from my epidendrum that's on the ground. It sits in a pot on the ground. This shelf is at the 4-foot mark, so it's over 4 feet tall already. My Frag Andine Fire has gone through a couple flowers now. There's an old one. It's sequential blooming, so there's another one coming. And there's another one there. Let's see, what else? There's a Cymbidium out down here. My Cymbidiums did lousy this year. I tried a new slow release pelleted fertilizer. Did everything else the same, but that was the only thing I did differently, and they don't have nearly the spikes that they did. Here is another Maudier type slipper orchid. And my twinkles, I did a video on these twinkles. They're looking great. They're still here. There's a few other orchids that have opened in between them. Some Oncidiums. They smell really, really good. Really good. This is going to be a first time bloomer for me. I'll just zoom in on the name down there. It's too hard to get to. It's a hybrid as well. Ruby Leopard cross Voodoo Magic cross Grand Trixatum. Probably saying that wrong. My Winter Wonderland is slowly starting to die back now. I have some of the Nepenthes out from the lowland chamber. My Veitchii has been in there for a while doing good. My Phasliana has been in there doing good. And my Clipade is doing good. What else do we have here that will be of some interest? All the pictures are facing away from us right now because they're kind of getting some sun there. My Pitopangii is there in the front. Then a Tentaculata on that side. Moluensis is the second one in. Leonardoi. My Mira picture has just popped. That's kind of cool. Cercelia is right there. Ramspina's getting a few nice pictures on them. Gymophora here. What else do we got? These ones are Burbigiae in there. And yeah, my Niagara, that's all that's left of my Niagara. Ephipiata, Trusmoniensis, Palawanensis, little Attenburyi seedling, same with in front, Raja in the center there, Tintaliensis, and 2 Edwardsianas in the front there getting some sun right now as well. Spatulata, Platychilla, Macrophylla. Sorry about the backlighting. A good one's coming on my Rubcantlii. That should be open eventually. It's puffing up really fast actually. Now we're going up onto the shelf. The shelf is at 6 feet, so this is way above my head. My arms are right out, but we have a Brassivola there, a few other Cattleya buds. I can't see what's up here. I can't see the camera anymore. It's just sort of above my head. We got some Cattleya buds there. I see Cattleya open there. this is a Phalaenopsis spike. Another Cattleya up there that's open. Doing quite well. They love the heat on the top shelf there. The King Sundews are looking really good. They've been growing under the lights here. As you can see, they're kind of mashed under the lights there. But they're going to have to move soon because they don't like the heat. So as good as they look now, they're not going to look good here soon. What else? Cattleya on the floor. That's a purple Cascade. It's been going for a while. Love that one. It smells like roses. And the humidity is on in my lowland chamber. So that's how humid it gets when it needs to in there. We already sort of touched base on this kind of stuff, but I'll just give you a quick view of it. It's controlled by the Zoomid Repti fogger up there. I have a couple black lights on that are on 24/7. It keeps it warm in there, of course, when the front is down. And then in the daytime when it's dark, I have just a natural daylight bulb and an incandescent bulb for some extra heat to bring that temperature up again. Not going to be needed very soon or for very long though. So anyways, we're going to stop here. This is going to be part 1 of our February greenhouse update, and we'll go off to part 2 in a second.